Well, you use them to pay to park. Now taxpayers are on the hook to pay to fix dozens and dozens of these damaged parking meters in downtown St. Pete. This morning, the high cost to you as police try to track down who did it. Good morning on this Sunday Fun Day. Natalie Ferrari, good morning to you.
Good morning, Josh. This morning, as you get ready to head out the door, it's going to feel like all the falls. All the fall feelings, basically. We're heading outside, so crisp, so clear, and so quiet. But for now, we are going to talk about some increasing clouds and then eventually some warmer temperatures on the other side of this front.
Plus, rocketing toward the International Space Station right now. But why did NASA just launch an oven? Yes, an oven into orbit. And 9 lives and 4 eyes, how these cats are actually helping kids learn to love wearing glasses. Cats and glasses. Look at this. You are up on the bright side. Good morning to beautiful St. Louis, Missouri, too. We just had to start with this gorgeous sunrise here on this Sunday Fun Day. It is
Stunning.
Sunday, November 3rd, 2019. You're up on the bright side. Gorgeous.
So gorgeous.
The sunrise a little later this morning, right?
Yeah, just
Is that how that works?
Timing-wise, earlier,
Wait
but
a minute.
yeah, remember we fall back.
Time things.
We're going back.
Woo!
So sunrise is going to be a little bit earlier on this Sunday, right? You're still
We'll
Sunday?
get there. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Jai Sidorowicz.
And I'm meteorologist Natalie Ferrari. Yeah,
Do you feel well rested?
No,
Okay.
not at all. I thought I would, and
Not a
I think it's
chance.
because our shift is so early that there's like that paranoia while you're sleeping that.
That's what I heard
my
from everybody in the
clock is
newsroom.
gonna go back. Is it gonna go back?
I slept like a baby.
Going back to work on a Monday. A lot of folks will be sleeping like babies as well, but it didn't happen for me, unfortunately.
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
okay.
so
That
sorry.
afternoon nap is going to be more glorious. May even open the windows because it's starting off a little more crisp out there. Now we do have more clouds than sunshine. We'll talk more about this and when those rain chances will sneak back in coming up, Josh.
Natalie, we want to make the most of the time that you've got with us here this morning, so let's get you in the know. And this morning, St. Pete Police, they are looking for whoever damaged dozens and dozens of downtown parking meters. They did this to them. See? 10 News reporter Angelina Salcido shows you just how much it's going to cost to fix it.
Go another way about it. There's different ways of voicing your opinion.
Boy, well, if you think you might have seen something or know something about this, call police right away. The person who did this could face criminal charges if caught. A Davenport family is safe after being rescued from their boat that flipped over near Fort DeSoto Park. The family was apparently near Egmont Key when they told rescuers their boat just shut off and then started filling up with water. 7 people were on board, including one woman who rescuers said did go underwater. She was taken to the hospital as a precaution. Well, this morning, a 7-year-old girl is recovering after she was shot and nearly killed on Halloween. She was hit in her neck when a 15-year-old fired several shots into a crowd in Chicago. Now people living there, they say they are so sick and tired of this violence.
We don't tolerate this type of violence in our community, that we want to send a message of support and love towards that little girl and her family.
Nationwide, at least 47 kids under the age of 10 have been killed by guns in just the past 3 months. The CEO of Airbnb says the company is finally cracking down on problematic party houses after 5 people were shot and killed during a Halloween party at a San Francisco Airbnb. In tweets yesterday, he says the rental site is increasing manual screenings and creating a specialized team to quickly respond to reported parties. People caught throwing these parties will be immediately banned from the site. Right now, this supply ship is rocketing toward the International Space Station. It's got some unique cargo on board, too. Listen to this. Sports car parts, a radiation vest, and an oven. An oven for baking what NASA hopes could be the first ever cookies made in space.
You know, they got to eat too.
They got to eat too, right? Apparently, the goal is to find out if baking is even possible in the weightless environment
And
of
what
space.
better object to test it with?
It all makes sense
Cookies.
now. The nearly 4 tons of supplies and equipment launched yesterday could arrive as soon as tomorrow.
I can't wait to see the results of this said experiment.
Will they taste the same?
I sure hope so. And it's okay, the little gooiness with it.
You want a little
I don't know.
soft baked
I
cookie?
follow a lot of them on Twitter, so I hope someone posts something about
Natalie
it.
is all over this. It's the most exciting space news for her in a while. All right. Splinter is headed back to sea. Check this out. These are rescuers with the Turtle Hospital in Marathon Key releasing the federally protected green sea turtle back into the ocean. It was recovering after being found with a 3-foot-long spear stuck in its neck. Several businesses in the Keys, along with the rescue hospital, are now offering a $25,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of who did it.
Oh, that's horrible.
Awful, right? But look at that. He's up and at 'em, back going. All right, I had my glasses on yesterday.
I didn't notice.
You didn't?
Yeah.
She didn't notice until like 15 minutes in. But I remember when I first got my glasses, I was much younger.
Yeah.
I was very apprehensive about it. And, for kids, it can be kind of intimidating to have to wear 'em.
Which is why a store in Pennsylvania is trying to make the process a little easier by bringing in a cat, but not just any cat. This is Truffles, the cat. He's more of a helping kids feel more comfortable when they're going through these appointments. Truffles will happily wear the glasses and even an eye patch to show kids that it's okay. Truffles definitely wears them well,
I want to see another
though.
shot of the cat
know.
with the glasses on.
That's what I hate about sometimes reading. I want to see
I
all the animal stuff.
Wow, it's a really well-trained cat. He just fist bumped?
Fist bumps. There we
Okay.
go. Okay, see, if I had to go pick out a pair of
That's
glasses,
cute.
I want to
You
see
wanna do
what
it.
Truffles looks like.
I'm really surprised the cat is okay with that. Oh, we'll see. He's like, only for a limited time. I always try to put I'll put the sunglasses on our dog.
I
and
did
he
that
hates
yesterday.
it. He
My
hates
sister's
it.
in town, and I did that to my dog. I was like, look, look. And he just kind of stands there and slowly looks up at me like, are you done, human?
Yeah. Really? You really going there? Yeah.
Humiliating me.
All right, rolling along here on your Sunday Funday Bright Side. Felicity Huffman is once again a free woman out of jail, but she is far from the first celebrity to spend some time in the clink.
Jail for assaulting 2 men before becoming a celebrity.
Wow, quite a list there.
Some of these
I didn't know. I didn't know about the Tim Allen thing. That was interesting.
No.
By the way, actress Lori Loughlin, of course, who is the other big name caught up in this admission scandal, she and her husband now facing potentially up to 50 years in prison after they were hit with additional federal bribery charges. So.
And some of these, like, yeah, you've heard of, them putting in some time, but then
Sure,
the
sure.
reasoning, the cause, I'm like, whoa, that happened?
There's that. In the meantime, here, squeaky clean here on Brightside.
Squeaky clean.
You called me out on it. You should have called me out on air. This time change thing. I'm like, the sunrise, it's
Everything's
later. Everything's
Natalie,
later.
don't come to work late tomorrow. And I'm like,
And Natalie just
fell back though.
Natalie just nods her head and smiles, and she's like, "You're an idiot."
I can't correct you every time.
I'm gonna go. You can handle this. All
The
right?
gravity get a little ahead of you
Unbelievable.
there.
I'm tripping.
And it's barely sunrise out there this morning, guys. I'm gonna do what I can to just keep myself together. Let's brag about what.
Know when their neighbors are at home, and they can set their work hours accordingly.
So the pay does vary county by county, but we do know in Tampa you can expect to make at least $18.50 an hour. You can find the link to apply by looking for this story in our new 10 News app. Time now is 7:26. Let's go out to Madison Allworth. She is live in Tampa. We'll let you working out for our next half hour. Good morning, Madison.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I'm just enjoying this incredibly serene, beautiful morning here at Sparkman Wharf. As you can tell, it's pretty empty. Just a few of us hanging out here this morning. But that's going to change at 9 a.m. There is going to be a giant fitness block party taking over this space. And coming up, I'm going to tell you all about it.
New this morning, raging wildfires in California could impact the price you pay for some popular produce. Plus, the city of Tampa moves forward in a fight to stop a controversial therapy treatment after a federal judge said it should be allowed. And you probably look just as confused as this kid, too, if you were 10 years old and called for jury duty.
Do you even know what jury duty is at 10?
He said no. He said, what is this? I have no idea. More on that in a moment. Good morning to you. It is Sunday, November 3rd, 2019. You're up on the bright side with us here. I'm Josh Sidorowicz.
And I'm meteorologist Natalie Ferrari.
We've established that this whole theory that you're supposed to get an extra hour of sleep, but
It was a lie.
in reality, no one in this building
No.
apparently
No,
got
because
any sleep.
If you had to work on a Sunday morning, any hour of the morning, but just on a Sunday morning in general, you struggle to get sleep just the anxiety of like,
Yes.
did I oversleep?
Or I'm seeing a lot of parents on Twitter going, if you have kids, the whole sleep,
Yeah.
that's a joke. They're up anyways, right? Yeah.
No, the only person who was totally shocked that I was up was my dog. And he was like, what are you doing?
Does it mean we can have brunch sooner, though? Darn it.
Whatever you want, man. Whatever you want. Because we still have the argument. 11 a.m.,
Well-
noon. An argument within the building. Some people say 10 a.m.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's 11, though.
I'm going to kind of split it in the middle there. We're going to hear Josh.
Well, Natalie, this morning, firefighters, they're finally gaining some ground on the massive wildfires burning in California. The fires there so far, they have burned more than 90,000 acres. They've destroyed hundreds of buildings across the state in the past week or so. But as Dania Backus explains, the fires are now posing a new threat to the state's lime and avocado crops.
Utility.
So many of these fires, they have been caused by wind-related damage to power lines. Luckily, though, those winds are forecasted to die down here by tonight. Happening now, the city of Tampa is fighting back, appealing a federal judge's controversial decision to allow conversion therapy. The ruling strikes down an ordinance that banned the controversial and discredited practice, which aims to change a person's sexual orientation or gender identity. The judge ruled the city's ban interferes with a patient's right to privacy and a parent's right to choose health care under Florida law. The ban was passed in 2017 to protect young people. Keeping our eye on politics this morning, the impeachment inquiry into President Trump is expected to transition from behind closed doors to public testimony. Televised hearings on the president's phone call with Ukraine's leader could begin in just weeks. It is a call President Trump continues to defend.
We did absolutely nothing wrong. We had a totally appropriate, I even say perfect conversation with the president of Ukraine.
The American people will get to see, both with the release of the transcripts and with the conduct of the open hearings, that they're fair and they're equal to both sides.
You don't need a quid pro quo. You just need the quid, and the quid was there.
CBS News has learned the House Intelligence Committee subpoenaed John Eisenberg, the White House National Security Council's top legal advisor, to testify behind closed doors on Capitol Hill tomorrow. Well, looking ahead, some big changes coming to St. Pete's Sundial. Locale Market is moving out, and the team behind Tampa's Armature Works is moving in. The company's co-owner says they plan to redevelop 25,000 square feet of the space, similar to what's already in Tampa. Work is expected to start early next year and should be open by the end of 2020. All right, well, hopefully after gaining maybe a little more rest from falling back an hour, what better way to start your morning refreshed than with a little morning workout by the water? Brightside's Madison Allworth is live at Sparkman Wharf, where you can get a fit boost to your morning. Madison.
Hey, good morning. Yes, okay, so we still have some time. Andrea's here. Amazing. Okay, so everything starts today at 9 a.m. It's 2 hours here at the wharf. We're going to keep working out until then, and we'll send it back to you guys.
Some masterful multitasking there, Madison. Holy cow.
And I'm all like, brunch.
Yeah, and she's there doing ab holds and planks. Wow, all right. That's cool. And what a great morning to be out there doing
She got
it.
2 questions in with the plank. I noticed. I'm like,
You did.
That is a lot. I'm like,
That plank never
"You're
ended.
still planking. You're still planking.
We talked about this a few minutes ago. So some of us have probably gotten a letter in the mail saying that you got to report to jury duty.
Right.
You have, right?
I
have. Could you imagine, though, if you were 10? and got
No.
Yeah.
And that happened.
Happened in Connecticut. Yeah, 10-year-old got called for jury duty.
Nick Dondero got the letter in the mail summoning him, but let me explain the whole situation. Apparently, the judicial branch got his name from Revenue Services, which doesn't include date of births. So that's where the mix-up happened. The kids' parents checked a box on the summons letter, of course, saying that, you know, he's underage, and they just sent it right back.
It's one way to get out of jury duty.
For me, I was still a student when I got summoned.
Oh,
so,
same. That was my first time.
I got to check that box too,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
my education.
Sorry. Not so much this time.
Hopefully they didn't hear that this time.
No. When I first moved here, it was the first time I'd ever been called to jury duty.
Really?
Yeah. But I got
I
dismissed.
swear, if I get summoned next week, we're having words.
It's a foreshadowing, yeah. Hey, a recording artist's personal message is fueling one local man's drive to walk. .743, you're up on the bright side, and this, well, it's not Tampa Bay, but it arguably just as beautiful. We're taking a live shot of the sun rising over St. Louis, Missouri, the gorgeous arch there. Very nice.
Such a stunning start, really, for a lot of us this
All
morning.
over, yeah. And of course, if you've had the chance to peek your head out, maybe step outside this morning, walk the dog, you have felt a major difference.
I'm about to say something super weird, and this surprises no one.
Let's just say, as opposed to.
Not only did it feel amazing, did it just like smell amazing? Like it smelled like fall.
It did. It had that like crisp smell in the air, yeah?
The crisp smell.
I'm actually lying. I haven't noticed the smell of snow.
Get outside right now. Just go.
But it's just the coolness. There's a lightness about it out there.
It's a lot drier out
Yes.
there. Air from the north just continues to filter in. This has actually been that reinforcing second shot of cooler air that's been helping this morning to be so much nicer than even yesterday mornings on the map. So at this point, I'm going to take what I can get, Josh.
It's what we do. Take what we can get.
Always and forever.
So let's take a look at what's trending right now.
All right.
A Christmas classic is getting a reboot. John Legend and Kelly Clarkson have apparently recorded an updated version of Baby It's Cold Outside, which ran into some controversy with the whole Me Too movement. The song, was written back in 1944, but then last Christmas, some argued the lyrics raised questions about consent. So this new version will be featured on Legend's seasonal album coming up here, A Legendary Christmas.
Controversy aside, I mean, those are two fantastic voices.
That'll be a great duet.
And I want to hear all the things.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there was debate, too. The song was, written in the 40s. It was actually like about a woman wanting to defy the societal norms of the time that you don't spend the night.
Yeah.
She wanted to spend the night. Open to interpretation still. Moving on. Merry Christmas. There's another iOS update for iPhone users, and it comes with nearly 400 new emojis. The update adds more diversity to many that you already have. There are some gender-neutral people in wheelchairs, people walking with canes, even wearing hearing aids. These emojis are getting more and more detailed. And there's a service dog emoji.
More extensive libraries to now filter
no
through
kidding.
when you're texting.
And here's something you don't see every day. It is a wedding held for two therapy dogs in Texas. Their names are Peaches and Duke. The two were always snuggling up, so the medical center where they work threw a wedding to bring some joy to the pups and, more importantly, to the patients that were there too.
I've definitely seen this in like episodes of shows before.
Very cute.
I love it.
You would go so far as to throw a wedding.
Don't
for your
look at
pup.
me.
I'm just saying.
Leave me alone.
All right, a lot of people listen to music while working out. Andrew Bretner here. He listens to the same song over and over again. He found that a song with lyrics speaks directly to his life's goal. So 10 News reporter Bobby Lewis is on the road in St. Petersburg, where one musician's words have led to a connection between artist and an inspiring man. That's fantastic.
Oh, my heart.
And the fact that
beautiful.
Andy Grammer responded and heard about it, even cooler. So Andrew does have a form of cerebral palsy. He was named Mr. Inspirational for 2019 by Help Us Gather. He and Andy Grammer, they got to chat for about 30 minutes, actually, when he was in Orlando, which is pretty cool. Andrew's photo with Andy has a prominent place now in his home.
It's something a memory he'll always have, a momentum he'll always have.
It's got to feel good as an artist to know that your art is resonating so much too and can do so much to inspire
Oh,
someone.
we need to.
And inspire us all.
I need some tissues, I'll verify.
All right, next year on Brightside, a Tampa couple tells us how their Comic-Con proposal with a Marvel megastar went viral. Well, I think it's safe to say everyone wants their proposal to be magical, but one man really tried to make his heroic.
Literally, this proposal is one for the record books. 10 News reporter Aubrey Jackson met up with John and Richard, whose appreciation for Marvel got them to Comic-Con, and for them, the rest is history.
I just picked myself up and kept going, just like she did.
Well, they both plan to have their wedding in Tampa, preferably by the beach, as one usually does. And they said they'd love to invite Bree to their big day, too.
That's full circle. Like,
I
that
was
was
just
their
gonna
first
say,
date, then she was there for the actual proposal.
Quite a
Make it a
collection
wedding.
they've got there, too.
know.
Maybe the wedding. All right. Hey, we've got a whole nother hour of Brightside coming your way on the flip side. We do hope you stay with us.